platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama Salone. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go make Salone.
From within Glanville Studio, good morning and welcome to this edition of the program Good Morning Salone for this week, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Today on Thursday, April 27, 2023, and we will bring come this edition of the program Good Morning Salone. My name is Yeno Kabia.
And Musa Kamara Naminim. And today, na Thursday, April 27, as my colleague just mentioned, on behalf of management and staff of Radio Democracy, we want for wish Sierra Leoneans happy Independence Day as Salone they celebrate another Independence Day. The program na Good Morning Salone, we come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. In Saturday edition of the program Good Morning Salone, President Julius Mara BUC for Build the Industrial Zone Nakoya Chiefdom, Arise Integrated Industrial Platform Limited, will invest about $300 million. We will give up to 9,000 people na Salone. According to the local unit commander for the Waterloo Police Division, CSP Ibrahim Mohammed Sama, then they investigate one 10-year-old girl pikin. We then catch the cell kush na one ghetto na Waterloo. And today inside the program, we're going to waiting the film where the Office of Human Capital Development in film they produce.
Well, this plus any other story then inside the program. Plus, we go know about the Black Excellence Celebration. We go begin today, Thursday, April 27, and go down tomorrow, Friday, April 28. Members say they listen live from we partner radio stations them and save from www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of CY and Afrisel. And save they listen we from Radio Salone, 89.5 Nakoina Dugu and Falabadi Street. Same also on Radio Malen, 88.5 and Radio 1J, 101.3 na Pujondi State, Radio Komon-Tok, 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Moa, 105.5 na Kailaun, Vopad Radio na Waterloo, Voice of Sandona Kono District, and Voice of Kaine na Kamakwe on 98.0. The program na Good Morning Salone, and you have get the opportunity for be part of the program by way how you can send a text message to the number 077-981-981, or you go on Radio Democracy Facebook page and drop a comment there. And we bring this edition of the program.
And Musa Kamana Minim, as we mentioned inside one Pawi headline stories them. Today they look at the film where the human capital development in film the Pulnado, we the entitled Fatima My Bride. And for sake of that, I want for welcome to the program Tony Morgan. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning, my brother. Thanks for having me.
And also, we go know about the Black Excellence Celebration. We go begin today, April 27. For sake of that, I want to welcome the curator for the Black Excellence Celebration, Winner Francis Musa Momo. Good morning and welcome to the program, Mr. Momo.
Good morning and blessings to the whole world.
We're going to continue for day with me inside the program with the council shortly. We go quick. We say the Deputy Registrar at the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM Munda Lebi, say the reason we make IPAM begin make sport after 14 years, we the college we don't tap for make sport now that the college want develop then different area them now sports. He talk this inside one interview with Radio Democracy. We said even they talk about the sport where IPAM they get after about 14 years. Well, explain more to Mangi Mansari inside this interview.
They get with sports this year on the 27th, when Nina the heat, this 27th of April, the heat, and then on the 29th, Saturday, we get the final. This now an event where we don't undertake because this year, even though the academic year is short, but we decide for come on board since all other institutions then at the country, especially tertiary institutions. And then they engage themselves in sports. But with students, then at IPAM, they are deprived of that. So this year, we they get with sports.
Okay, now the first sports this one they get?
Not to the first sport, but they don't take over about 13 to 15 years where IPAM normally don't get sports yet. So this year, we decide say we get sports.
So and people could say by nature of the people holding the can IPAM, more so people holding the work. So for getting them together in a sport, very, very difficult. So you're optimistic, say, when I will get them together.
More than optimistic, I really hope say this sport, the tempo where this sport gets this year. And one thing we have for know, IPAM not just there for people that wouldn't work. Now I make if you see we get 3 shifts there. The first shift na morning, where it is purely for the one the way they just come out now. Then secondary school, they can come. Then some then they up to 2, then the middle shift. Now the evening shift, the night where we can get people then we come out, where they work. But we get Boku, IPAM gets over 14,000 students there. So big people then, not to them all will get for take part in the sports, but already we get people then picking and the young one then everybody will take
so
part.
what's how for make this sport?
We dey make am na Furabe College then grounds, we say they call Havelock grounds na Furabe College.
So how many houses get for take part?
We get 4 houses then where then they take part. We get May Parker where na blue color. We get Nat Wallington where na orange. We get Edward Cooper where na purple. And then we get the last hall where na Kwame Ajayi where na orange and in color.
Okay, so this sport way you talk about, what are the activities and way would they actually expect?
When we track and field events, because sporting activities you get a lot, like then field, then football, other things. But this time, now track and field events then we do. Just the way when you talk about field events, then javelin, discus, tug of war, long jump, high jump. Track events, we get then long race, then 1,500, we get the relay then. So that they're all the one in number with tertiary institutions then they do.
So considering the number of years we on another they actually do sports. So how enthusiastic the athletes then be, they're ready for participating in the sport.
Now that makes people then the athletes and they're really glad because it don't take something where you yarn for long. Then God can make the talk say this particular year we can do. If you see like me yesterday, I go to the field now Havelock grants. I go see one hall Edward Cooper. Then they practice. Lord of mercy. You see the students then how they been glad. And you're not gonna know. Say IPAM, we get athletes then we then able run, but because they're not being get the facilities, they not get one will not get field. So that I know one of the problems, the handicap the way they make then sports then they not be take place. But for now we don't begin for partner which we company then where then they like Frobe College they make use of their field, they make use of their field. So the athletes that they're glad. Definitely, then go run.
What are the preparation we don't actually do?
We are well prepared. When I say we students and then they go for practices, right now, some way come around. And if you look na corner, they say we see the spikes, then we don't buy for them trophies, we don't get medals, where the athletes and the one the way they don't win for encourage them, for motivate them. If you can't first, you get gold. If you can't second, you get silver medal. If you can't third, you get bronze. All that we don't make available for them. Anybody will. And even invitation relays, we sell them out to the institutions then, other tertiary institutions for men and can take part. So the sport, it get tempo, me I'm not like you.
The program is still listening to Good Morning Salone, where we come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Immediately listen to the Deputy Registrar at the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM Munda Lebi. They talk about the IPAM sports. And they talk to Mange Mansare instead of interview. The program na Good Morning Salone will come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM as you get from one power headline stories. Them inside the program today, you go know about the FIB with the Office of the Human Capital Development under the Office of the President, the Pulado, with the title Fatima My Bride. Well, the Human Capital Development person we don't follow the government of Salone Gonosi, now one of the flagship program of the president, where it emphasize on the area of education, sports, and youth, and self then be extend this project or this program to the film industry for young people where they inside this industry. Well, this the Human Capital Development under the Office of the President, they launched this film with the title Fatima My Bride, and inside the program we get the director for the film, winner Tony Morgan. Once again, good morning and welcome to the program, Mr. Morgan.
Thank you. I thank you for having me this morning.
Yes, from that background, before we come to the film winner Fatima My Bride, we look at the Office of the Human Capital Development for film. Give me a little background from within Adon give so far.
What did it happen for 2021? UNESCO bring out this report when talk say Africa will generate over 20 billion from film. But the problem we get, we say most of the people when they lead or head the film industry, now creative people them. We want people when get business sense as well, because film industry get the ability to employ anybody. If you be 90-year-old man, you feel going to film. If you be 2-year-old kid, you feel going to film. If you're 18, so when it comes to employment, that one I want an untapped area. So we say, okay, make we look into this area, develop them, and position Sierra Leone so we go feel they make money per film. But instead of just talk, where they make discuss, we say make we do something. It's okay. This first thing we go do, make we go York, explore York, because York get very rich history and start today. We go there, we met with the youths there. They were very, very excited. Now we started the project and we can say, okay, make we name this first one Fatima My Bride, because say our first lady, she's into film. Our president is very passionate about it. And when we don't work on, we don't bring out this film now. And not be saying a joke. This will be the best film ever. Not because now me and my people then work on, but I can tell you that yes, this film will do good.
We can look at the film, the content, the characters them na the film, and the message na the film. But let me look at this office, as you say, now one way would have been established in 2018 with President Biokam, and una self they try for push human capital development and other aspects because to everybody involved in the other areas of human capital development. What are some of the projects the Mona don't implement so far before this film?
Before this film, we say make we go into film when go bring money. We got to make sure say this particular film they commercial. Commercial means say it's something that anybody when they're employed inside them go make good money. We know if we just jump into it like that. We're not say, okay, make we study the market. So what we don't do, we don't meet with filmmakers, we don't get symposia, both here in Liberia, even I went as far as Ethiopia. Then we bring some people from Nigeria, marketers. Make una come tell us how una they make this money for this film. They can say, okay, do not just be creative, get business people involved. So back to your question, what we don't do, we don't hold different consultations. In 2020, we do the first film when we call Romeo and Juliet. We no finish them because when we do them, say we had a few difficulties because obviously financial and COVID can't enter markets, all these things can't do. We say, okay, when we now continue, 2021 can be the turning point. When UNESCO say money did this thing, money did this thing. We can say most of the key people when they lead our industry here, all of them won't go Netflix. Nobody they produce local film for local people. That would be wrong. People them they produce local film for local people because I don't meet most of them. But the thing they say they know they do to make money. So we can't change the whole concept now to make sure say it is commercial. And when we are using Fatima My Bride as a template. I will say the marketing has been one of the best because they tell us from all the studies we don't do. Say marketing is poor. So we don't change that one. And our distribution strategy too is very solid based on the studies when we don't do.
We will dey talk about film business with film na money involved. So the office, how the office don dey run for say una produce the film dem una don dey produce. As you say the first film una dey start, Romeo and Juliet, una not be able for done am because of money business.
Waiting we know when it comes to technology don't dey on our side. It dey very cheaper to produce film now. But we know they take advantage of this technology. We can't call everybody together and say, how we go do this thing? Because the camera, when we go use to shoot film. So hire one camera that $1,000 a day. Now one person say, which one will they harass ourselves when we use phone shoot the film? We say, if we use phone, say yes. iPhones are so good now. What thing we do for Fatima My Bride? We decide to use iPhone shooter. We shoot from the beginning of the movie to end with iPhone. My dear, the quality is even better than the $1,000 camera a day. Now we say, why have we been wasting our time getting all this so-called high technology? When Oyibo man say make we use. No disrespect to Oyibo man there. Now we use iPhone shooter. It came out even better than the ones that we did in 2020 with very high-end camera. And guess what? We finished the film. We say, hey, that's so easy, that's so easy. Then, and the thing we say, to use iPhone, you could just hold the thing like this, press one button back. It don't done. So we have now taken advantage of new technology and it help us.
So don't talk about the office. How the office sets up. You get people from the film industry waiting at this office.
From the film, when we say film industry, they have you have the film guild, those ones then they. You have the actors guild, those ones then they. Now, me personally, I don't work with them from time. But the problem, they say they get idea of how they want to do their film. But waiting we won't do, not to make money. So we are not working with, say, this person must be part of the guild as well. No. Okay. For instance, when they film, we bring in Charlie Hafner because Charlie Hafner, a very powerful man, in get history for this particular film. We bring in Jimmy B because Jimmy B has been in the industry for a long time. They came on set. These people, they come meet us when we film. Say, okay, no, this is not how you go do them, or this is not how you go do them. Why? Because we want to make our young people there, make them get job and make them make money for this particular film. So when it comes to the structure itself, we are not only bringing in, we not just they bring in filmmakers, we they bring in businessmen, we they bring in marketers, we they bring in all these people to make sure, say, once we start to, even Radio Democracy will come, we beg them to, make una play our advert for us, because we know, say, we don't get money for the kind, but they say, okay, yes, we are going to help you with this, because marketing, they're very important. Yeah, so these are all the people when we bring into the system to make sure, say, it work.
Continue for stay with me inside the program. They come tell me more about the film. We will come back to you. In him now, Tony Morgan from the Human Capital Development in film. We in the director for the film. They can talk about Fatima My Bride, and this office they under the office of the president. The program now Good Morning Salone. It comes to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM 748. That the time from the Studio Control Club.
As we've been telling earlier on, say we did talk about the Black Excellence Celebration who will begin today and done tomorrow. Well, inside the program, I want to introduce somebody who come out from the Africa Heritage Leadership Center, when are the curator, when named Francis Musa Momo, where they are they talk about the difference in them, where they don't put in place as the Black Excellence Celebration. Now different students them come together. We come out from FBC, IPAM, and other college them na Salone for letting them promote Salone culture, talk to people about the culture of Salone itself, celebrate Black Africans them na the world. Good morning again and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone.
Good morning. I'm glad for the this morning.
Okay, so with that short background you I don't give for sake of this the Africa Heritage Leadership Center, the work they wanna they do. So take listeners them back with some of the work them owner don't they do na the country and self Africa as a whole for system able for promote Black Africans them.
Okay, thank you very much. It's very important for let we use this channel for able discuss within young people them na the African Heritage Leadership Center think but and they bring out to people and now in a practical form. So last year, this group of young students them come together and begin think about say how we self go central in promoting Sierra Leone and also promoting Africa's unique heritage, because Africa gets unique heritage, but not to everybody know, and not to everybody they promote them in the sense of authentic heritage. So then put themselves together and begin to do small activities like historic education. So for instance, last year at this same time we talk about Independence Day, the same Independence Day, then bring over 100 school, picking them, other students, then with them parents, them then do Freetown historic tour, which then take picking them for able to show them landmarks them na Freetown where they talk to Sierra Leone in history. So because when you understand your true history, then you go be confident of yourself, and that will inform pride in whatever you do as Black person, or even when you interact with other people. So then form that then kind of unity. Then they do public lectures as well. So I would say for this year, and the Black Excellence Celebration, Black History Month, in February, waiting the student then do, then say, okay, we did do one whole month of Black history education, where I think now the only organization that in this country where they talk about Black history, not just an African American thing, but also continental African thing.
Francis, we will talk about culture. Within the African Heritage Leadership Center, think what Salone culture. Wait till again for describe say this na Salone culture.
Okay, culture is now the way of life, right? And culture, the production of culture now from we life and living patterns, we practices. So for instance, I will say the culture na Sierra Leone challenged. So to an extent, you get discussion with certain people who will tell you say Salone culture don't die. But me as somebody we knowledgeable in the culture and heritage of Sierra Leone, I ask them who side them bear them, right? Because the Beringono, they side them bear the culture. But the issue with me one for say anything we die in your mind, it die in the physicality. It die in your physical life. So most of waiting we say Sierra Leone culture don't die, it dey first at the mind. And the mind don't kill them because one for no value at the mind. So we're not able to promote them outside in the practical form. So within the Black Excellence Celebration, they try for do now for really amplify the things that we na authentic African culture, authentic Sierra Leonean culture. We educate people about them so that they go knowledgeable about them, and that they inform pride. Because if you don't know something, you're not able to promote them. So for instance, like we meeting up or meeting them, they talk about culture. So even a Sierra Leonean, we done the strain with the identity. Then you go understand them properly and say, oh, we don't miss something. So basically, the Black Excellence Celebration is a cultural revival.
Now, when we talk about Black history, for listeners, what thing will they talk about?
So Black history, they try to look at everything we Africans they don't do, or I would say broadly, people of African descent, right? So when we say history, mostly people they talk saying at the past. But history, the past, the present, and the future. Because if you not pay attention to your past, you know they understand your present. So today we all talk about independence anniversary celebration. But it's not about just wearing green, white, and blue on this day, but how best you don't understand your history for let you able tell people them your true history from Musa we don't come out. The challenges them we don't surmount, we don't pass them, and we don't do achievement. So all of what we try for do with Black history, the diluted recognition, the thing that way people not able to showcase as Africans, we now they go into them deep history and they bring them out and put them out to the people them so that it will be practical and we celebrate them.
When you talk about Blacks or this color itself, is not only limited to Africa. For una own history, what exactly do they look at? Do they look at from Salone perspective, continental perspective, or globally?
Okay, for now, even the Black Excellence Celebration today, you get over 30 or 40 African Americans them with in town right now. So not to just continental history they talk about, and these African Americans them or broadly the African diaspora, they na Freetown for celebrate with Sierra Leone because most of them will also don't trace their history and their ancestry to Sierra Leone. Then they return, and as in the return as well, they want for engage with then motherland people them. And as in they engage, then they build great networks them. So we work at the Black Excellence Celebration goes beyond continental history. So now I make even with the Black History Month, mostly now American and they celebrate Black History Month in February. But waiting then students they think about and say, why you not go talk about African American history without Africa. Like you cannot divorce from the source. So the source na Africa. Then they and the Afro diaspora. But there is a connection between we. So what thing we do now the Black Excellence Celebration? This celebration now a platform for bridge the knowledge gap we don't exist over time between continental Africans and Afro diaspora, because the disconnection boku they don't preconceived in them way they damn Africa, say Africa bad, Africa you come the corruption, Africa picking they die every minute. So some of them things they make themselves no one for come. So but when they get authentic networks, authentic bridge of showcasing really within our African culture, Sierra Leonean culture, not to a borrowed culture, then they see and say it's a time that we return and merge it to people and build bridges and then we move.
Okay, continue for the between the program. In name na Francis Momo, in the curator on the Black Excellence Celebration. We'll come back to you. Go can't tell everybody celebration will go begin today. Continue for the between the program.
The program is listening. Good morning, Salone. We can't hear from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Inside the program we go na the Ghana High Commission and South African High Commission, who say the South African High Commissioner to Ghana and Salone Her Excellency Grace Janet Mason say the visa agreements we Salone governments don't sign with the South African government go give strength to the paddy business between the two countries them. In talk this we be the talk about the paddy business between the two countries them as it be the wish Salone happy independence we now today April 27 2023. He explained more to Jaffa Manstevis inside this interview.
Significantly, what brings me here today, it's the independence celebration of Sierra Leone, 62nd independence celebration of Sierra Leone, which coincides with South Africa's 29 Freedom Day celebrations. However, I have had the honor and pleasure to be invited by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, to attend a program, the commissioning of the Special Industrialization Zone, which was commissioned by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Arise Development Partners, Afrism Bank, and other development partners. So as part of this commissioning today, in which the President also articulated the development strategy for Sierra Leone and for the continent, which is also part of the narrative and the trajectory of the African Continental Free Trade Area, industrialization of our continent, and speaking about the current conditions, investment opportunities, and for me and for South Africa, the investment opportunities that exist for South Africans to come and do business, that Sierra Leone is open for business and open for investment. But I must also, before I go further, send greetings to the President, from President Ramaphosa, from South Africa, to President Bio for the Independence Day celebrations.
Now, let's look at the relationship between Sierra Leone and South Africa over the past years.
Dating back from our democracy and post-democracy, and even during our struggle for apartheid, there has been a very good relationship between our two countries. We collaborate in the areas of trade. Our bilateral relations are strengthening. The exchanges that we have between our respective nations in terms of collaborating in trade relations and in other sectors, in health, and the opportunities that South Africa will now pursue in terms of bringing more investment and trade into Sierra Leone. But also just to indicate recent, just 2 months ago, a bilateral agreement was signed between our respective ministers, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Professor David Francis, and the Minister of DIRCO, the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, Minister Naledi Pandor in Cape Town, signed a bilateral mechanism which speaks to a visa-free regime for service and diplomatic passport holders that can now travel to South Africa without going to facilitate their visas through Accra.
Okay, so having made that submission on the visa-free and the agreement, the bilateral agreement between the two ministers, now coming to the dates of independence of Sierra Leone and the freedom dates that South Africa gained on the 27th of April, looking at this, what does it mean for the two countries?
It means that it is not just a coincidence. It means that there is a strong relationship between our nations. And what I can tell you is that our cultures and our histories are inextricably linked. From our culture, our heritage, our cuisines, our music, even June 16th Day, it's celebrated, which is South Africa's Youth Day, which Sierra Leoneans also celebrate. So there's a good relationship between our two nations.
With all this,
What's
next for the two countries with bilateral and other developments or benefits that each of the two countries will have to benefit from?
Precisely what brings me here. On the 28th, our respective ministries will be meeting. We'll have a senior officials meetings. I brought a delegation from senior officials from South Africa. They will meet with senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs so that we can then work on the implementation. And then we will start with bringing a delegation of investment into Sierra Leone and South Africa.
So any commonalities?
You see, when you look at trade, issues of commonalities, we'll start by what are the investment opportunities in Sierra Leone, what are investment opportunities in South Africa. We can also speak about opportunities, the low-hanging fruits of tourism. So post-COVID, what is incumbent of our respective economies to revive our respective economies is also to look at the sectors of tourism in promoting not only trade, but also the movement in goods amongst our people, to then promote South Africa as a destination for tourism and also to promote Sierra Leone, which the minister, who is also my sister, that I've met on many occasions in Sierra Leone, has a very, very, very detailed plan of promoting Sierra Leone for South Africans. And these are the areas that we will cooperate with. And South Africa has also provided some technical expertise, some technical advice as well. And during the Ebola period as well, South Africa was able to also assist in terms of the medical assistance required. Just last year, South Africa also donated some of the vaccines to Sierra Leone. So you can see there's a lot of activity between our respective nations. And there's still more as we continue to explore what are the comparative advantages within Sierra Leone, what are the comparative advantages within South Africa that we can create resilient value chains within which we then can ensure movement of people, movement of goods.
So lastly, it has to do with visa. Are there any plans that Sierra Leone would access in South Africa for free in this visa plan that you mentioned the two ministers signed a bilateral agreement on?
When you work out plans, especially when it comes to bilateral agreements and memorandums of understanding and these technical agreements, it has to start with the senior officials meeting. Once the senior officials meeting, it's then elevated to a ministerial. From a ministerial, it then gets elevated to a binational commission that is chaired between the two presidents. So it will start with that, but also just to give you more information, of course, this is with the discussions between our respective ministers. Long term, what we're also looking at is establishing, and of course, more relations. And I must thank Mr. Roland Lansana for his leadership and for being able to facilitate some of these visas. And what he then does is also not only facilitate visas, but as a focal point between South Africa and Sierra Leone in terms of trade, in terms of consular service as well. And we will then elevate it, as the ministers have discussed, to long-term creating an embassy in Pretoria. But those are discussions that are still underway. And like I'm saying, we will start with the senior officials meetings and look at the long term. But there are great, great, great plans that we envisage for our respective nations.
So, before going, what's your independence message for the two countries, South Africa and Sierra Leone?
Traditionally, what we say during these National Day celebrations would be to issue a statement with a toast remark where we would then say, "Long live South Africa, long live Sierra Leone relations," and we wish good health and prosperity to the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone for his leadership, and also that God bless Sierra Leone, God bless South Africa as we create the Africa that we want, that is prosperous, peaceful, and in conclusion, I would like to say to all Sierra Leoneans, siyabonga kakhulu, ngiyabonga. Thank you.
Well, that's now the South African High Commissioner to Ghana and Salone, Chris Janet Mason, when they talk about the party business between the two countries. Them, also say the diplomatic visa agreement where the two countries then don't sign will help give more strength to the party business between the two countries. Them, the program now Good Morning Salone. It can to you from 98.1 FM. We'll go for a short break inside the program. We can continue.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money now the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office. It like you not get the account number. Buy Exalite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. That badon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering God.
The program is still listening to Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Beg your pardon. And inside the studio, I get still get studio guests them. We Tony Morgan, director for the film Fatima My Bride. He come from the Human Capital Development film. And also the studio we get Francis Musa Momo in the corridor for the Black Excellence Celebration. The inside the program. They tell we about the program where they start today and done tomorrow. I come to Tony Morgan, director na the Human Capital Development film. They inside the studio they talk about the film Fatima My Bride. Earlier you start for talk about the office and give brief synopsis of the film. Take me through this film. Would that then the film and what in the story they talk about this film?
The film, what they call feel good film. Film when you go watch it, the end you go happy. So we now look for story when we say this now story when don't they internationally recognized. We can't choose one story when they call the Cinderella story. The Cinderella story is a very simple thing. Person when they hustle for life can't get better in the end. In the case the way they do them for Europe, now the poor girl marry the prince. So that's not the concept. So this particular story can't get everybody together and say, okay, this is not the story of waiting on nothing. Make them make them a Sierra Leonean story. Because that's not the kind of thing when they happen for so many places. And they did. They changed the whole character and they now made it funny. Because we know we romantic comedy, that's what we will call them. In the end, that's what we end up with. And the acting was done in Creole. Because we find out, say, when these young people there, when they act for language, when they like, when they understand, they are acting the day so much better. I go see them for this film. Because me no write the story. I just tell them, say, this is not the concept. Then when they come together, they now develop, now then themselves, now them develop the story. And they give us idea. Make I give you an example. The prince won't choose his own, who he go choose as his wife. Me, for where they bring us up, the prince must choose virgin. Now the children say, no, times don't change. Even Belle woman herself, she has got a choice. She needs to be there. Because they know say the society now don't change. The fact say woman be virgin, don't mean say it will be good wife. But that's how they bring us up. But they tell us, say, no, that one don't change. So they them change the whole concept. So the story is a very feel-good story, and everybody will come watch and they go leka.
Now, you talk about the language in a Creole. For somebody to listen now, if this film will now market and globally, how that Creole will able to reach out to people outside Salone?
For starters, we make them very clear. We not even shame Panam. We make them very clear, say this film that for Salone. We know say if we get the advantage, say it go out is good, but we make them clear from day one, say this film oh na Salone film.
You talk about marketing earlier and survey. We wanna work with different partners. Them doing una survey, when I think say the market the na Salone for buy then female una the act.
Salone gets very small population, very small relative, but for that population, there is still so much money to be made. We they get our sisters then they watch Indian film past any other thing. And we see say Indian films them, they get the love story. To answer your question, yes, the market day. And the market day for, this is important, DVD sales for Sierra Leone still they very high. But those of us, when they free town, when some of us get their access to Netflix, we believe that our market end. No, when they bring me the report, me say shock. I said, this is not the level of DVDs that they sell here. They said, yes, I can't bring one marketer from Nigeria. Bring her come here, make it come study our market. This man, they sell over 6 million DVDs now across West Africa every month. So we no go no say the DVD sales still there, but for Sierra Leone particularly, coming to your question, the marketing, DVD sales, they're very high. And then now waiting, we go tap into.
Tony, let me talk about the location on a big York village. Why on choose this location?
I no go lie you, we were lucky. Okay. Now Toke we won't fail. So when we don't scout Toke, we can't go York. We now met the youth leader for York. This man is fantastic. He just meets the team for the first time. He take us on a tour of the place for the water cave. Fantastic. I said, this is good. He said, now actors would want, we can negotiate that one now. The next day we started discussing when we see how York be. Now we go film for York. Now this one day very important. The first premiere in York we hold on because president say not be only Freetown. Now in film day. When York people, because it's for open air, when York people see York, they shock. Now, as we speak, people they go York just for photo shoot based on the film.
Now, let me look at the characters them with the part of this film. Would are them and would are the part of this film? Earlier, as you begin mention some big names them way they in the music and film industry. Then they part of them?
The only big name when they part of the movie, when I say part of the movie, that means they show for the movie. Now, Charlie Hafner, Mayoga. But the others, we won't make sure say now new actors we use, though we still use some. When I say new actors, then a person we never asked before. We've been put age limit between 18 to 24. Because we won't show say you do not have to be in the industry to come into the industry. That is as an actor or actress. And they deliver. I'm not gonna lie you. Yes, we do audition. We do audition to make sure say they qualify for the role, but they deliver.
The title, Fatima My Bride. Why this title?
The title, when we first designed the story, was Beads of Destiny.
Okay.
Now, that kind of title will come from me because me get master's degree, sociology, anthropology. That's not how I they think. Now the children, they begin laugh. The solution is Beads of Destiny. They said, look, let us come up. I don't teach them commercial. They said, come up with a very powerful name. And we also need a very powerful lady because when you say our first lady, they into film. And that character kind of reflects her character. And they say, Fatima My Bride. With all my knowledge of marketing, I've never come across a title that is as commercial as that. Now I tell you, my people, thank you. We are running with that. That was how we got that name.
Now, look, you earlier talk about technology. Whose kind of technology you use for shoot this film?
Brother, I go say thank you for asking that question. Technology don't change. It don't make filming easy. It is so easy. But most of the people, when they handle the technical side, now then be the problem we will get for this country. They want to use what they believe is special camera. I said, special camera, iPhone, now we use film this thing. Now, waiting on this special, the day when we won't start filming, because nobody just me the film, I get other filmmakers when they work with me on set. we don't get the sound. They can say, why they look for sound? Just use the same sound from the iPhone. Me, I've been in filming for a very long time, for over 30 years. I said, no, it's not done that way. They said, no, try them. We try them for the first day. When we check waiting we film, the sound was better than what I would call professional equipment that I've been using for years. Now I said, no, we're not the use sound again, we go use them. Now, when they hear the sound for York, they were asking, which sound system did you use? We don't use any sound. Now the phone now we use. And the film quality, the image quality is better than all these big camera than when we don't use. So technology don't improve. Make we take advantage of that.
When we come back to you, you can tell about the launching and how somebody will get a copy of and how it go turn like. The program na Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. You've been listening to Tony Morgan, the director of Human Capital Development in film. They talk about the movie where they pull na do today with na Fatima My Bride. The program na Good Morning Salone. We'll go for a short break. We can continue.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you can transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
Well, the program we dey listen to na Good Morning Salone, and it comes to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Well, inside the program, we come over to the other studio guests, when Francis Musa Momo, we come out from the Black Excellence celebration, where they had a talk about the program we go start today and tomorrow. So you don't talk about the difference in the way this the Africa Heritage Leadership Center don't they do. So now we talk about the Black Excellence celebration we go start today. How this celebration gets for time like everything and the package they wanna get.
Okay, thank you for asking a question. And one for let everybody know say Black excellence, not so just for talk about waiting we don't do as Black people or people of African descent, but let we take Black excellence as a mindset, but a mindset we backed with actions, right? So just like we brother Morgan will talk this now. Most times as people, we always feel say when we don't get some level of education, now we're not the experts. But you didn't when you go na the field and you talk to grassroots people and you didn't notice or say, nah, then really not the true expert them. Because something and the way you be the first to understand self, then they put them to you, right? So you do always get them mixed then they. So Black Excellence Celebration today, now Independence Day. So we even bring the events for align with some of the celebrations that we do as Sierra Leone in terms of we anniversary celebration. We now that 10-day local Sierra Leoneans then resolve say let we self take with authority back from the colonial structure. So we get independence. So today we celebrate 62. But we look at people and say we want for rule ourselves now and understand ourselves as a people. So today we start with a recognition evening. We're not a VIP. So we do a recognition rather than an award, right? Where you go put people and say, let them nominate them, then begin compete. We know all of the issues and when it comes to with society today, right? So we look at people and we don't they do the small thing at the corner. We know as big things them and try for look them and recognize them. And not so only just Sierra Leoneans them. So the Black Excellence Celebration today, where we recognize people across the continent and the African diaspora. So the people and the way go get where they go recognize. We're not even this Sierra Leone, but then they do them things them for impact the continent and impact sustainable development. We done the very key. People and we don't they put their excellence in the creative industry. So somebody they win a carve and in small corner. People and they go buy that carving. The elites and they go and buy the carving, but that man where they sell the carving or where they do the creative enterprise or that carving, they not be recognized. right? So all of them things, and then now we try for push. So things that way people don't only ignore, we try for bring them to the fore. So in celebrating in Black excellence, right? So that the VIP get for day-to-day, Namango Peak, you get live band, you get some other cultural elements to the bridge the continental Africans and also the African diaspora.
Okay, so let me talk about waiting the Africa Heritage Leadership Center look for long ago for identify them people in this, so not able for recognize them today, more especially the one they will get in Salone.
Okay, so now I make Francis Musa Mumo na the curator of the Black Excellence Celebration. Me get research ideas. Me na the research and development person na the Monuments and Relics Commission na the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. We mean say now we responsible for preserve culture na Sierra Leone. Now we responsible. So my own description of my work now for research things that we Sierra Leone go be proud of and value in terms of culture. So when the students and they approach me with this idea, I say, okay, well, young people they don't begin to think, say, Africa na place where we for showcase and promote. So at least I will lend my expertise to this movement. So now that they make her become curator to the Black Excellence Celebration. So over the years now this country, I don't work extensively, meet with people, traditional rulers, meet with grassroots people. You go to certain villages, the talents with them people get, the experience, the excellence with them get, not even then a free time. So you meet people, you go to a big market, you buy carvings, but you don't even know who side the carving come out. But you put on your host, we post the car, you watch them, but that person will really now in creative mentality put inside that carving, we don't know. So to an extent that we don't born an idea and say, I don't see anybody within the culture and the arts if or diapo, which is very wrong, which is a misnomer, because anybody, them people that then get a talent, then for able to use their talent and shape their own life in sustainable development. Person not go there in the dance. So for instance, you get small picking and you go to a certain village, even the choreography that they use for dance, you cannot fit on. You know they see them. But at the end of the day, those kids go there at them village and they then dance from 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, tell them some granny, nothing able to achieve. Nothing able to achieve. So people go there, then go use their talent and left them back.
So how these Sunayo movements they change then narratives there as soon as society, especially in this day celebration?
So you say we celebration, not to that celebration where you go no more go buy food and drink and eat. Right? So this is a mind shifting event. An event where you need to go, now land you to go land. So then we celebrate things them. You go so for instance, you go, you see masquerades them perform on stage. Well, most times we as Africans and even Sierra Leoneans don't say, first of all, don't even reduce the people and say na devil. So when you say na devil, first of all, you don't get a negative character. So nobody don't want for see them, right? So these are masquerades and now part of we African traditional spiritual system, knowledge system that we people then put together and it produce something. So when you go, you just see the masquerades and it make you learn. Over time, a lot of social dysfunctionality don't happen. We make people that feel they say a wrong thing there. But this now we pride, now we culture, now it make we different from other people that we call on character elements there. Where they define we. So now make people that talk say, what's in our identity being a Sierra Leone? Because our country close now, you go people then go sit down at the house, they say, Araman they work out which gun. So when somebody want wear, you know the way I get disabled, they don't be valid. Wear uncle, they say now which gun you get in your pocket, right? You wear cowrie shells on your neck, they say now they worship. So you see all when they do spiritual worship or when they kill people then for it. So all of them say they debar people then for promoting culture. So some of them discussions how they get now part of heritage education. So when you go to events like Black Excellence Celebration, it's to teach you. It's to teach you about your culture, teach you about what you will be proud of. We all try for proud of the foreign. Sierra Leoneans or Africans very proud of their continent outside of the continent.
So if somebody got this celebration, you make mention of them traditional wearings, them other things. Them what in the person they expect forget? So
you go to the celebration, say for instance at the VIP, you go see some elements of waiting you not go see in a setting where everybody the feel see we all eye up there, right? We all eye up there. So for instance, you go to a celebration where you go see if this carving come out from a creative person, it kind of big market. We want to tell you how it managed come out from that person. They in thought, it puts her in a handiwork, then you see them at that last stage where you go buy her. So exhibition of it, right? So you go step back na the 28th when at the grand celebration tomorrow na Moriton Field. This na the thing that we want for do. We not get a lot of high-end artists because we believe say there are people and we they done yeah, we get talents, we not able to create opportunities for let them able come up. So for instance, they will get and talent them, then they not get position for let them come up. So a platform like bringing possibility in poetry. We get Queen Eve, the rapper poet. It come, it get talents. It make a lot of other things them. It will come and showcase instead. Fantasy Wiz. Now one of the youngest people in Sierra Leone, female young Sierra Leone. We don't see, you know, they told the line of their other music. It say they do folk singing. So it don't take roots culture, Sierra Leonean and African culture, Mandé culture into a music. So Fantasy Wiz now one of the highlights. Now the VIP and even the Black Excellence Celebration Grand tomorrow.
No problem. Continue for stay with me the program. Francis Musa Momo in the corridor where we come. You will tell me more about this program celebration and how somebody will listen we will get access to them. The program na Good Morning Salone they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We go for short break inside the program. We continue for look at more issues inside the program. Good Morning Salone.
Use cement when a superior quality. Cement where they give you value for your money. Cement where they settle your wahala where you can get pan cement business. Cement where they show you the tkanganess usai in matter. Cement where mix international standard. And that's not Dangote 42.5 R grade 3 export land limestone cement. When a good quality and best cement that the country. You know, see when we building Timap Ticket and Tkanga, Dangote 42.5 R grade cement, na the highest grade pan cement, where you know the fan no side for buying na the country. No say you deserve the best quality grade cement, where then test and confirm say na the best. Not make them tell you, not settle for less. Buy Dangote 42.5 R grade cement for pull yourself pan kotat, losses and wahala. Dangote 42.5 R grade cement, na the best among the rest.
The program is still listening to the Good Morning Salone where they can say from 98.1 FM. Inside the program, we continue to look at more issues with the Kwampa Airline Stories and Musai as it don't turn dirty for bail the industrial zone Nakoya Chief local district. The president, Julius Marabio, say Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms Limited will invest about $300 million for build the Koya Industrial Zone, where will give work to about 9,000 Salone people. Usa he continue say this na part of in campaign promise them we be make 2018 for build industrial zone na the country for give work to Salone people. Well, for more on this, we join Yeno Kabiam.
Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms Limited, they work na country like Gabon, Benin, Ivory Coast, and plenty other country them, where they focus on logistics, agriculture, industrial, and plenty other one them. And this according to Arise, now for CC, they help develop the African country them, outside then they operate, outside then can work with governments them for CC, they build special economic industrial zone them, and serving investor them for can invest in the industrial zone by way how they go give work to people, bring development, we go boost the country economy. Now for sake of this, make the government of Salone, January 17 this year, been signed one agreement with Arise Integrated Industrial Platform Limited for run the Pepel Rail and Port Naton Kolili district and self-build special industrial zone, where this according to Salone government, now for CC, independent body run the port and rail, so that government will benefit from the different exports them where they can do. This make April 26 this year, the President Julius Madabio don't go turn Doti Obam for make Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms Limited build the Koya Industrial Zone, Nakoya Chiefdom inside Port Loko District. Jasper Ball, now the Logistics Value Chain Director na Arise, been start first for talk about why then decide for come invest in Salone?
Salone is heavily dependent on importation of basic goods such as sugar and rice. Rice costs more than 50% more than what it did a year ago, I've been told. The special economic zone will be producing goods locally to replace expensive imports for the benefit of all Sierra Leoneans. But Sierra Leone also has a huge potential for agriculture, not only to feed its people, but to export. This zone in Korea will facilitate transformation of agricultural products.
But some of the things what they expect from Arise.
Your Excellency, sir, the Ministry of Trade and Industry will ensure that this zone is attractive to high quality investment, attract value-adding private investment in the SEZ with consideration for non-pollutant industries, protect the environment from degradation and abuse, ensure greater encouragement for manufacturers to backward integration into the custom territory to enhance sectoral linkages within the economy, encourage the private sector investors to develop, promote, and administer special economic zones in other parts of the country.
But what in this industrial zone mean for people in Nakoya Chiefdom and Potloko District? Paramount Chief by Kompa Bomboli III Nakoya Chiefdom Potloko District been get this for sale.
Let me just have the personality. Imagine they crowned me July 10 last year, and if I can't get this opportunity for make the kind establish an economic zone where they provide thousands of jobs to the people there, I happy so much. At least I will try to close that gap there. I will try to provide jobs to the people there. With that, I assure you, at least it will begin to talk about bringing stability, begin to make people there and learn a lot of skills.
Inside Ion Talk, the President Julius Madabio been start first for talk about waiting this industrial zone meant for the country in development.
Today, let me say that I'm really delighted to be at this event, as this new industrial zone is actually the actualization of the vision of our manufacturing sector transformation I had presented to this nation when I was elected in 2018. So as I welcome all of you this afternoon, I want to thank you, all of you who have made this possible, for sharing my vision, for belief in the great investment opportunities in Sierra Leone, and for your partnership in turning our vision into concrete reality. In our Sierra Leone People's Party Manifesto 2018, we pledged to increase the manufacturing sector's share of GDP from less than 2% to at least 5% in 5 years. As I speak to you today, I'm proud to inform you that my administration has exceeded the 5% target that we set ourselves. We are now closer to double digits.
President Biose Mweso say for build the industrial zone Akoya Chiefdom, Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms Limited go invest about $300 million. We go give work to 9,000 Salone people.
Now, a lot of money they put there, they have to make sure they get it back. So they will have to employ, they want the way get a skill, we could make the business not go bad. So Koya, you are challenged. Education is good. Take advantage of the technical and vocational institution the way they are around here to make you learn and get your own skill. So that when the opportunity will come, it will be too ready, and then you go take advantage of that. Of course, Naya no more, apart from what we don't do not Longe, we're not 270. For this establishment, this special economic zone, now 300 million United States dollars. Now you get for going Naya. This investment where they don't put Naya, directly the one they wouldn't employ. Now 9,000 direct jobs that they provide. And then in addition to another 5,000, where they will create with the other activities elsewhere. So for local, no district or region don't able get this kind of massive investment. But for local, will not get everything.
President Bio end up tell thank you to Arise Integrated Industrial Platform for where they come invest in a Salone, where this making call on community people in Akoya Chiefdom for make sure say then support Arise where they build this industrial zone. For Radio Democracy, Kabia the reports.
You know what in the monami? I want kobo now. But the West them in the langa tin up and see don't wake in at the bank. Now in the monami right now. What in me go do? Ebo, so they are not go able for pay for this thing yourself. Welcome to GT Express Service. GT Express Service. Now who's one this again? This means say we banking made simple 24/7 and 365 days a year. Any side where you see the GT Express point, just go inside. You go meet GT Bank certified agent. We go ready for attend to you with no yagba. With GT Express service, you go open account, do cash deposit, able for withdraw money, do bill payments like EDSA, check your account balance, and buy airtime like Orange and AfriCell Topo. Avoid the longer line and team up working day at the bank for wait for you your couple. With GT Bank, we banking life change for good. GT Bank, it go better. You bank with we.
The program where they listen to na Good Morning Salone and they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Where they bring come this edition of the program. Your name na Kabia.
And Musa Kamara na your name.
And well, inside the program, they say one power headline story them. The local unit commander for the Waterloo Police Division, CSP Ibrahim Momo Sam say, then they investigate 1 10-year-old girl Pekin for where they catch him, they sell kush na Waterloo, na one get to na Waterloo. In talk this for secretary in say the police na Waterloo don't broke one famous get on a 55 Waterloo in say most of the crime them we can happen na that part in the country ki happen yanda. Well, for more on this, make we join the reporter Maya to share.
For the past years, the Waterloo community don't be threats to people where they live there, and even people na other part them na the country. As some bad boys them don't they involve pan drugs and other bad thing them where they ambog in the peace na that side there. And according to the local unit commander for the Waterloo Police Division, CSP Ibrahim Mohammed Sama, confirmed to Radio Democracy say, the police na Waterloo don't go one famous ghetto na 55, where he say, na the most of the bad thing them, where can happen na that parts they can start.
All man knows say Waterloo na a volatile ground, na a very troublesome area, but we don't put a lot of measures in place now to ensure say we change that story, that perception where people don't get about Waterloo. We're in a crime area, we want to change that story there, and we are working on that right now. That 55, there was a lorry park established for vehicles that were in the plan and the provinces, vehicles that were for go down to Freetown. But this park, it just a public toilet. That makes the recorder area they Kakapo. And that area, they don't man some makeshift them body structures and right around there. When a notorious drug cartel, when then are guys and they go sit down, then are boys they go sit down, then they go pack there in their hundreds. And all the issues that we don't get ever here, now the area in the common. But as at now, I mean the accountable officer in the whole division. So I think I have that authority for let I able to determine certain decision in my area. Any area where I see say it's of potential threat, I can able to take a decision on it, and I inform IGP or the regional commander as the case may be. So this is an area this way it will cause a lot of problem. And I don't witness 1 or 2 riot situations in there. Most of the threats they will get from that end in there. And a place down the way, then young boys and they go get in their hundreds. So if they are to attack police, and they attack the common front. I decided and instructed my team for that we demolish all the makeshift because they are in the first place they are not supposed to be there. The area we demolished yesterday. When we went there, we observed say now then rally guys and somebody the way they usher the inside that they get sex. Daytime. So one picking in the cell Kenya. When we open one of the doors there, we meet them on the height. Then they do sex. Then and we are investigating them for that kind of public nuisance.
Inside this ghetto where them broke, CSP Ibrahim Mohammed Sama say, then be arrest 1 10-year-old girl Pekin, where then alert say, then catch him they sell kush, where he say, na in papa giam for sale.
The kush, according to people, where they take them, it's by category. There is the other one where they call Jagaban, where you own and say one jack, you don't craze for 1 hour, 30 minutes. So, and they say, in that place they sell them. So we read there yesterday. Unfortunately and disappointingly, we observe say 1 10-year-old picking, where na is step married than the host, he said, I never get a kusha for sale. Now in hand will catch up. The picking where you see where we go, if initially we say na innocent picking, it go up on the ceiling. It share the ceiling, you go up there. So we are concerned about in safety. We demand that for her will come down, we'll go rescue her for her come down. She came down with their items here in her. Then I papa give for her himself. The day now we custody now, the one that will arrest them with the exhibit, they all 3 in custody right now. And with the charge now we go court.
I've been talking to this 10-year-old girl Pekin, and he say,
For push papa.
What you give am for?
For sell. But Esther, not to me as a seller. Now I'm an aggie. We be a power to Mr. Mama of I be there inside.
Na I no more e give you for sell. Na see where you be done dey sell before.
Yeah.
What you can go sell?
Na the host.
How much you can sell am?
5,000 for one. After I don't come out school, I got 4 o'clock. I go take class. Pass it.
If papa self can sell the thing, now na two can sell am.
Yeah. Now 3. Me, papa with Mr. Mama.
Radio Democracy go continue for bring to una report on them where they happen na the Western Rural District and how police they work for secure the districts. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Maya to Sheriff the report.
The program na Good Morning Salone, the country from 98.1 FM. Inside the program, we country studio guest them. We get Tony Morgan, director at the Human Capital Development for the film Fatima My Bride. You know, they talk about this film, and now today in the Pulado this film. Tell me more about the launching.
The launching. Thank you, my brother. I like watching my brother Francis Musa been talk about mindset and Black excellence celebration. The launching don't be to launch the film, not to officially now launch human capital development in film. But as my brother been talk, he said the mindset, it got to be backed with action. So we don't want to say we won't launch human capital development in film. The first question we say, what you know that don't do? It's okay. What we don't do now this movie when we call Fatima My Bride. Now, once we don't launch human capital development, then people see the film, people like the film, which are they sure say especially when they see when with the film, the deputy minister get so many dignitaries when go come and give their statements, but the core activity now, may they come see the film. The red carpet is going to be amazing. Make people come dress well, may they take pictures. Why? Salone people fine, but they know the promoter. When they see fine people, then they also will be inspired. It's not that you have to be fine to be in film, but it helps. So we won't promote the setting because charge you money to come watch film. No, with they charge you money, you are coming to support the industry. As my brother been the talk, people that are in the creatives, you've done so many films, meanwhile you see the right keke. Why? Because you do not know how to monetize it. This money not be for us to chop, it's to inspire our children to do more.
So now don't already sell out everything.
We have tickets for 60 on standby in case one kind of special people come. But for now, we are sold out.
How much will we talk about? We don't sold out.
The place we are expecting 700%.
And everything's sold out now.
Everything's sold out.
What I would expect for the part of this program today?
Key players are in play, but I know if it call names until make it no be say I call the name now that the person no can appear. But let me put it this way: key players then they can.
So by way you don't explain the thing, you don't talk about the beautiful place when I York Village and all. If somebody out there go and say because of waiting Tony don't talk, me say for me part of the film, provision or for them.
Provision day for them, and this one we go make known over time because say it day very wide. We get actors, we get writers, we get investors, we get people when they're even into tourism. So all of this, well, after the launch, then the press people then go take over and give more details.
And my colleague be asked to say waiting next for the film. So you say after una therefore go and do the screening at different side them. So now also would expect for una go able for do them so that people say will get access for watch this film.
Obviously, we go do one for McKinney, we go do one for Bo, we go do one for Kenema. Those ones are already mapped out. But we can't just keep because we have to move on. We need to do more movies. But why we did one for these different cities? Make they not believe say now only Freetown. 9 film day for.
Okay, continue for the between the program. Tony Morgan now come over to you and Francis. So today the program they start and tomorrow. So this Black Excellence celebration also going for take place and people they pay for good day.
Yeah, so the VIP and recognition ceremony day today for 1,500 new leons in a 1.5 na Mango Peak na Hill Station, right? So na day we they do the showcase for the VIP. We will recognize people them across the board, not to Boku people them, recognize people across the board for what they know they do across the world, and then so that then self go see how talented Sierra Leoneans and the motherland people them and how them go engage. So it'll be like a networking event wherein people and they we don't come up from the African American community. Then go day down here, and other enterprise in Sierra Leoneans them as well we go day. So ideas then go exchange and people go see development from their ideas and they. So it's a network. You get red carpet, go showcase Sierra Leone culture, or traditional music go day, live band go day for play African music. You get other showcase them, creative showcase of exhibition where people then go good and see where they see over time. And then the grand celebration, this go be a big thing where they happen at Moiton field where now they call Monjasa Park. So people go on for us why we choose Moiton. So as the curator of the Black Excellence celebration, Moiton is a historic community. So after the abolition of the slave trade, then the British people then established Moiton in 1829 for the repatriated people and we camp. So Moiton are one of the early liberated African villages. So now it make we use that spot there as a place where people will come and then also learn that history of Moiton. Moiton get one of the oldest Ogun societies, or what they call today Oje society. They get the oldest, right? And tomorrow will be like the first time for you go into a celebration event and see Ogun masquerade and perform. We hardly for the people them bring them to the fore. Like I say, you don't get any negative ideas them about them. And I will tell you, say today, the 27th of April, now the Ogun Day, like the foundation day of the Oje Society of Moiton, right? So then they perform just after the Ogun Day, and people that were into the creative sense know what think can happen after the Ogun Day. So tomorrow will be like the first time after the foundation day for let the Ogun come out and showcase themselves in Black Excellence celebration now Moiton for just 100 new leons. And 100 new leons, but I think I want for people to say we don't cushion a lot of that 100 new leons. So we get like when we talk say if not for just for Africans on the continent, this Black Excellence celebration now an Afro intergenerational dialogue bridge so with the build so right. So you get people and when they now the African American community or the Afro diaspora, we're not able to make them today. Which you know what they do? Them buy tickets for locals and for attend. So you get people in America and other parts of the world where you call, hey, the African Heritage Leadership Center, will they buy 100 tickets? Will they buy 20 tickets? Some people, they even buy the tickets in memory of the ancestors that we don't know. So this is not just an event someone where you go. This is an experience. So some people, the Black Excellence Celebration, what would they do so? Now say hello today and tomorrow. It's a spiritual and cultural renewal for them. For see that Africans on the continent, young people, take responsibility because responsibility is self na excellence. For let you able know say this na something for conserve, this na something for preserve, and with talent that we'll get na Africa. Let we not downplay them because if we not respect yourself as people, we not get confidence. You understand? In we serve, how we go able even make decision. If we go na table, most times we Africans then go na table for go make decision and put them bow their head. Why? Because they are not confident in themselves.
So we saw somebody where they listen to you now. If you want ticket, they get the ticket, and when they get the pay exact for this celebration today and tomorrow.
Okay, so today the red carpet they start at 6. So if you day on Facebook, you can contact me, Francis Momo on Facebook. You will go Instagram fmomo82 at Facebook, right? And then if you not get them channels, and you can able check Alec when at the African Heritage Leadership Center on Facebook and Instagram. Then even the Black Excellence Celebration get a whole page on Facebook. So now like we talk about technology, the world now in our village. Now village we put on like a small space. So we use technology back as a nucleus or a channel for reach out to people. So if you go on them channel and you able get to we and able access then space then they right. So for the Black Excellence Celebration today, 1,500, we get a small group of people and we'll go day to day network, enjoy the Sierra Leonean culture, and then tomorrow back enjoy the Sierra Leonean culture for just 100 leones. But I'll tell you right now, say we get giveaways them way they go. We don't giveaways over 100 ticket them way free for people and for camp. We not people and sponsor. So we want for also tell thank you to the support from the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, because I can always say when you get model for let young people and watch, so it's very important that this suicide and holding now. So the Minister of Tourism, Madam Emona Dupa, don't become a magnet to young people for able open the tourism and cultural discussion at Sierra Leone, and it don't they give support to the African Heritage Leadership Center, because even the Black Excellence Celebration doing with Black History Month education in launch during the public lecture at Bay College.
Okay. Thank you for coming inside the program. Quick one. Okay, okay, we get a quick questionnaire for Tony Morgan. This one they say is okay. 700 tickets sold out. This one say, is there any connection between Tony and the York housing scheme? And this one say it is nice to boost the Sierra Leone film industry. You did a great job by producing a movie made with an iPhone. No between the camera and the iPhone, also known as pixels depth, the aperture and the shutter speed. In iPhones and cameras, it's different nodes. If you continue to shoot your movies project with iPhone, you will not be commissioned in an international broadcast. That's not the view of that person, the Tony Morgan, and also. And somebody asked a question: is there any connection between Tony and the York housing scheme? Quick one.
York housing scheme?
Yes.
Never heard of it.
Okay. So this one on the shooting and technology.
Shooting and tech. For instance, now if you shoot film for this iPhone, and this man when they call this actor called Will Smith there inside, everybody go take her. Nobody go ask you whether pixel there or no pixel no day. Which time may I learn say I go use iPhone? I know the difference when I see different camera. I can't realize, say, people, the audience, they do not know the difference. The movies when they give Netflix years ago, Netflix said they no go take because they said the quality no good. They don't take them now. For instance, the one that our first lady been there inside, they been saying they don't go take them years ago, but they don't take our movies now. So all these ones about pixel and all this are for people who know sabi work. Shoot the film. If the audience like it, they will buy it. Yes, which one be the other
Yeah,
question?
talk
my
about
brother?
the international stage now.
International stage are trying to shoot like us. The international stage that they are talking about, then they are envious of us because if we shoot one film in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they no fit. The cameras that they used to use 10 years ago, this movie, even when the man when first shoot the first Iron Man when they come out, inside he put some scenes there with iPhone, later I deny him. International stage, if you see the quality, nobody when buy DVD go say which pixel they. No, they like them or they don't. For instance, please indulge me. Harry Potter is a very good film. The filming is terrible. It looks like black and white, everything green. But that's not for their own audience. When Indians them shoot their own movie, which our people like, the red color they come out, the green they day, the blue they shine because Indians they like bright skin. If you go shoot for London or France, you go test that black and white movie they watch because the color is desaturated. That's how they like their film. The last Batman film, which is very popular, me I don't fit watch them because it looks like black and white. But our own film, Fatima My Bride, our people like color. That's why then they watch all these Indian films. So we made ours very colorful.
So you mean they talk about the launching today, and after today, what's next?
After today, we go still do some launch in major cities. Then we release the DVD. And we want to make and say this particular movie, Fatima My Bride, for now, for starters, will be the most popular DVD ever in the history of Sierra Leone.
Would I distribute with not the network of distribution?
That is a secret.
Okay. Quick one, we end up the program with a text message with no comment. This one say more of we, the Australians, our cultures are eroding very fast. When you go closer to your culture, people say you are a villager or you don't like Ghanaians, Cameroonians, very proud of their culture. That's not take away from you people.
Yes, a very important. We all know this is not a very deep challenge. So, like make just an example. Salone man they deny or African man deny, you know, even get country clothes. But as they say, you don't get visa for go America, they buy one dozen country clothes for go. So you want for showcase yourself as an African outside of the continent than where you did homeland, right? So some of them things that they will get for really shape your mind about them. Because if you not recognize and value your culture now, nobody not go yourself. Because we control narrative, just like we talk about film. We know one for say pass we shoot Hollywood standard. Let we shoot we own and let we change the narrative of what we want. Let we control narrative. Some other issues are very, very important. And I think we need an education. They are very well in this time and age.
Thank you very much for coming inside the program, and also inside the program. You've been listening to Francis Musa Momo, Corridor Black Excellence Celebration. We then the old today, now the Moriton today and tomorrow at the Moriton field. Plenty thank you for we join we inside the program. And also we've been get Tony Morgan, Director of the Human Capital Development in film. Maybe inside the studio they talk about the movie titled Fatima My Bride. We then the launch today at the Bintumani Conference Center. Time again.
Red carpet starts 5 o'clock. Movie starts 7 o'clock.
Okay, thank you very much for we join we inside the program. Well, now this edition of the program, Good Morning Salone, go left you for today, Thursday, April 27, 2023. Once again, happy independence to Mama Salone. And plenty thank you to all we producers, them, Alex Lawrence Kroma and Michael Sambola for produce the program. DJ Keman for technical support. Usman and team, we make una see live na Facebook. So till then, Musa Kamar, they say bye-bye.
And you know, Kabia, they say have a lovely day.
TV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama Salone. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go make Salone.